Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Seize Your Business. Jim Wazak and Kevin O'Flaherty are your co-hosts, and we have our guest today is Michele Johann from Green Promoting. And Michele is in the promotional products business. So, Michele, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for being here, Michele.
And tell us first just a couple things about your business and let everybody know more detail.
Okay, so Green Promoting is an agency that sells promotional products and premiums and incentives to companies and businesses that need to bring awareness and communicate to their customers or their members in ways that is printed on products. So for example, we have an imprint on the cup here, so you probably choose something like that so that it creates an atmosphere of knowledge of your logo, of the information that you provide. It's a constant reminder. It also brings up the topic of conversation if someone received a logoed piece of merchandise at a trade show, and then they recall that piece, and then they can talk about what they know about it and what they know about the company. They can also be used as business gifts. So everything that we do is going to be logoed or branded with the company logo.
Super. So, what we thought we'd talk about today is differentiating yourself in a crowded marketplace. Now, there are a number of companies that do promotional products. Right. How do you differentiate yourself? I mean, why should I buy from you as opposed to the guy down the street?
I would say that a lot of what we do as far as customer loyalty is that we have customers that we work one-on-one with. So we're not a large agency, we're more of a small boutique operation where we work directly with the customer and get to know the type of company that they are. We understand their logo, the restrictions that it takes in order to print it, what their industry is, and what their marketplace is. So working directly with them and having that opportunity for them to share all of their information and those details creates a relationship that they then continue to buy from us. If we're doing a good job, then we continue the relationship. If we're not, so that then goes back to the experience, the knowledge, the relationship that we do have with the customer. So differentiation is that we are competent, we deliver what we say we're going to do. They have a need and a continued need, so there is a relationship on both ends that works to go on for years and years. Some customers I've been working with for 15 years, and they have a regular use for promotional products. We have a regular use to stay in business, and so that's how it works for us. And we go out and work with companies that we want to work with and actively call on them. And people like to buy from people that they like, and that's how those relationships are built.
So so kind of what you're saying is you try to really understand the customer and what their needs and goals are before you suggest things for them.
Right.
So the problem, when you're trying to differentiate yourself is that everybody says they've got great customer service, everybody says that they've got competitive rates, and everybody says that they're an expert at what they do. So, and I'm not trying to call you out as none of that, that not being true, but the struggle in differentiating yourself is, if that's the baseline, you've got to, seems like to me, you got to come up with something that makes you stand out beyond just being great at what you do and being affordable and providing great customer service, because everybody claims that they do that.
Right.
And then how do you, maybe through the use of interesting promotional products is one way to do it, but are there ways that you found in your business that you can say, okay, I know you get approached by promotional people all the time, here's why you should use me beyond those baseline reasons?
Yeah, it's a really hard question to answer, probably because it's a little hard for me to boast about what we do. I know that we do everything, what we do, we want to do it correctly. We want to make money, we want to be profitable, we want to continue our reputation, and if our reputation is tarnished, it's not going to then continue on. So we work really hard for the customer. Everyone, like in the law profession, you all have the same tools. You have the same resources, but what do you do with them? So what do we do with ours? We do a lot of self-promos. We will reach out to customers and give them opportunities to see things in a different way. So being creative and being in this industry, you automatically have to be creative and find ways of showing products, what to do with them, how to use them, and have fun with it, because it's marketing, it's getting people's attention. So, we sell about 85% of our products are the regular tried and true. They're gonna be the bags, they're gonna be the pens, and all of those things are really good, but it's taking people's opinion and maybe their eyes and looking at something that's gonna be unique and still useful and maybe fun, and being there, right there with it. That's what we have to do, and that's what we should be doing.
I think that's a great point, because I would say when I go to an event where there's material being handed out, an awful lot of it I consider junk. And every once in a while I'll get something really useful. So maybe you could give us an example of something you did that was really like a creative, out of the box idea.
One item from a while back that did win this particular customer an award in their marketing part of their industry, and it was higher education, it was a university. And they did a t-shirt that was compressed into a shape, compressed t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
And so on both sides of that is going to be an insert sleeve that has information, and it's shrink wrapped, and then it's in the shape of an arrow, and their message was something about getting ahead. And so the arrow was pushing the message and the idea of getting ahead, and that did win them a creative award. This is going to be an unexpected item. We did a self-promotion using hot sauce. When we moved our office from one location to another, we're hot on the move. So we used hot sauce, we packaged it into a red box with red and white checkered table covers. So it really has to kind of mesh with the image and the brand that you are and who you are and what the message is. So if it's going to be a giveaway and it's going to be to kids, or the demographic is going to be really important. There's a couple of things that have to happen. It has to then speak to the audience that you are talking to, and it also has to be part of the giver. The giver needs to get behind the product. They have to feel the right vibe for it. Somebody might say umbrellas are good for us, and somebody might say, a jacket is really going to be more of our flavor. And the vibe of the product and who is giving it, really, you need to get behind it.
Okay.
So Doctor's Day gifts. The newest item out there in the umbrella category is an inverted umbrella, so that the canopy, when it closes in on itself, which means you're not going to have the wet side on the outside. Somebody came up with a better umbrella. So technology, those are products that are very useful and interesting in our industry. So we're following the consumer trends.
Yeah.
We're following the products that are out there. Cell phone accoutrements, things that go onto your cell phone.
Wow, hey, I think we just set a new record for the fanciest word.
It's
Accoutrements, nice going, nice
fancy
going.
Products, right.
Yeah.
So, you've got to know what people want. You've got to know what we can do. You've got to be in budget. Is it going to a trade show? We have a trade show coming up for a customer in Nashville. They're doing guitar-shaped mint tins and
Okay.
guitar-shaped chocolates.
Super.
And I know that they need to find things that are going to be out of the box, that are going to be creative, that, in a large insurance industry, it might be a little stale in some ways, and you need to do some things that are a little bit more creative and interesting. So that's what they're doing, and I love it.
So if you're doing a promotion for Johann Fabrics, you probably wouldn't do golf balls, because their clients are not really likely to be golfers.
And if they're going to a golf outing and they're talking to, corporate America,
Okay.
or if they're doing a
Okay.
C-suite type of event, then they might.
Now, tell me, I just had a thought, and this is kind of why it's important, whatever business you're in, to have a lot of discussions with people. But you mentioned the compression T-shirts, and it gave me an idea. But tell me, how compressed do you get it?
To about the shape of that cup,
cup?
maybe a little bit larger, right? I mean, there are
Okay.
T-shirts anywhere from small through XL.
Yeah.
So, they're pretty tightly compressed.
Because what I'm thinking about, one of the events I go to just about every year is in Route 66 Speedway is Team Demolition Derby.
Right.
Which is a wild, you should all go see it, it's unbelievable. But what they do, when there's a break in the action, they throw T-shirts to
Right.
the crowd, and they got this air gun that shoots them, but it really doesn't, they can't get them to like the
Yeah,
top,
'cause they spread
top row.
out. So
Yeah, so a
distribution-
compression one
yeah.
would be,
Yeah.
probably get it.
So put a hole in somebody's chest, maybe.
Well, it could do that too. Minor details.
Well, you can
Typical
love it.
attorney, bringing up the negative. You know, It's
Yeah.
a brilliant idea.
Right.
So I have a question for you. How do you, it seems like you offer a lot of personalized services. How do you help your clients figure out how to incorporate the promotional products into their marketing system? So, I mean, it's one thing if you've got a client that's going to a trade show, they're like, I need to give out 100 of these, balloons, and they know where they're going to use it. But do you help your clients kind of think about how it fits in with their overall marketing goals and, how to incorporate it in as part of their, like I'm an attorney, do I just hand people my swag when they come in for an initial consultation, or where do you help them figure out where to use it and how to maximize it?
Yeah, we would talk about it, knowing that you're in the legal industry or profession. We would talk about, how you interact with your customers, where you go, if you have trade shows that you're going to, how are you seeing your customers, and if you've been in business for a while, you can kind of recall the situations that you've been in. So you determine it from those standpoints. And then, what would work? What would you feel comfortable handing out? Do you want a pen? Sometimes there's some predispositions on what you want to have. Do you want to have a nice pen? Do you want to have a padfolio? Do you do some, conferences where you see people? Do you want to have something once a year and have maybe a holiday gift or a St. Patrick's Day themed event or something of that nature? So we would talk through those things and find out what you're comfortable with using, or simply having on hand on a regular basis. So it's a process, yeah.
So how do you handle a situation? Let's say a prospective client comes to you with something they want to do, and they think it's the coolest thing in the world, but from your experience, this is like a really dumb idea. I mean, how do you sort of move them to something that's going to be more effective for them?
I don't know if I've really ever been turned off by a certain idea. It might
Okay.
have gone a different direction, but if it's something that they came to me with, it's usually going to be a common promotional product in the first place.
Okay. Okay.
So then we would just look at those options, the opportunities, and then move towards the middle ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Promotional products, they need to be a little catchy, wacky,
Yeah,
interesting.
absolutely. Yeah.
And maybe doing something different. I mean, we sell Silly Putty. So, you
Okay.
would say Silly Putty, why the hell would you sell Silly Putty? Because it's a stress reliever, it gets people engaged, it's interesting, and it really can reach to a lot of audiences.
So if someone wants to reach you and get some promotional products or consult with you on that, how can they reach out to you?
The website has all of our contact information, which is greenpromoting.com, or my email address is michele@greenpromoting.com.
One or
And
two L's?
it's one L.
One L.
We do have several salespeople, so we can work from different angles and geographically located. We're in the Chicagoland area. We have customers in the medium to large size business category all the way down to the smaller operations because we are active in the community. So typically, you're going to see some of the smaller operations or nonprofits from that standpoint. And what else was I going to say about that? The types of industries that we serve are really across the board. So we do have legal, we do have insurance, we do have higher education, factory, manufacturing, the healthcare industry, gaming and casinos, automotive. It really scans across the board. So a lot of it is the type of client and what they're doing, not so much the industry. But those are we do serve just about every single industry.
All right, super.
Now, Jim, how can people reach you?
630-272-3895. And Kevin?
Well, I don't think you've ever told people what you've done in this particular episode. So
In this particular episode, my primary focus is supplemental cancer insurance. Basically, what happens is if people get cancer, even with really good health insurance, they're still looking at $50 to $100,000 out of pocket. Our policies help them with that. And the beauty of it is, if they never need to use the coverage, we refund all their premium. How do people reach you?
Sure, you can call me at 630-324-6666. We offer free consultations in almost every area of law, including things that you wouldn't think of like immigration and bankruptcy, but I do most of our business work. So feel free to give me a call. You can check out more videos and podcasts at seizeyourbusiness.com. We're up to over 100 now. And go to learn-about-law.com for our articles, videos, and podcasts about legal topics, including business law. So thanks so much, Michele, for being here.
Thank you, Michele.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for listening.
audience, for listening.